Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do my gray and green easy striped blanket using a double crochet together stitch or kind of a cluster stitch. It's an easy blanket that works up pretty quickly. I made the original one using Bernat baby blanket yarn and self-striping in Sprouts, which is a great gray, green, and white self-striping blanket. I used 2 skeins of that and a 9mm or N crochet hook. In this example, I'm all out of that yarn. I am using Bernat dappled blanket yarn and Blue Wandering, which the dappled is really soft and it makes a really pretty ombre color. So the first thing you need to do is crochet an even number of stitches. For the blanket, for 28 inches wide, I crocheted 64. For this example, I'm going to crochet 20, just to show you how to do the pattern. So any even number will work. And if you want to make a large throw, like double the size, you would need you would need 4 times as much yarn, so 8 skeins, and you would need to crochet 130 stitches approximately. And you can have a throw to cuddle up with on the couch. Okay, so let's do that 20, chain 20. And I like working with this yarn. This is a super bulky gauge 6 chenille. It's easy to find. Bernat has a bunch of different colors, dappled, baby, brights, ombres for you to choose from. And since it's so thick, it works up quickly. It's a little hard if you're a beginner kind of to see the holes, but with a little practice, it gets pretty easy to work with. Okay, so we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So here's the hook, 1, 2, do 1 single crochet, followed by 1 chain 1. And then you're going to skip a chain in the chain and do a single crochet, followed by a chain 1. Skip a stitch, single crochet, followed by a chain 1. And you're going to continue to the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so we're close to the end. We're at the last 2 stitches. You did your single crochet, your chain 1, skip 1 space, and then the last stitch is a single crochet. Make sure that you ignore the knot. It doesn't count as a stitch. Okay, so here we are. Then you're going to chain 3 for our next row. Turn your work, and it should look like this. You have holes, single crochet followed by a hole. And that's where you're going to put your double crochet together stitch or a cluster stitch. So in the first space, I'm going to double crochet together, which is 2 double crochets, half of 2 double crochets put together in the same stitch. So you start like a double crochet. So you yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert hook, in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, go through 2 loops, and then you'll have 3, and then you finish the stitch followed by 1 chain. And that is your stitch pattern until you get to the last stitch. So here, let me show you that again. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those, followed by 1, chain 1. Then you find your next space, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You have 3, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then chain 1. So this is what it should look like. You should have clusters followed by a chain 1, and it keeps going. So I'll keep repeating that, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I finished this cluster stitch and my chain 1, and then I have the next space, do 1 more cluster, and then you're at your last stitch. After you do your chain 1, that is where you do 1 double crochet. Then you chain 2 and turn. And then this row is very similar to the first row. You are going to single crochet in each chain 1 space, followed by a chain 1. So single crochet in the space, chain 1. Single crochet in the space, chain 1. And you're going to keep repeating it until the end of the row. Okay, so you're in the last chain 1 space, and you've done your single crochet followed by a chain 1, and then your last stitch is a single crochet in the last stitch on top of the double crochet from the row before. Then you are going to chain 3, and you're going to repeat the cluster row, the second and the third row, until you have the height or the length of the blanket that you would like. This pattern is pretty easy. It goes pretty fast with the double crochet together stitch or the cluster. It's easy enough that I can watch TV, my favorite show, and crochet at the same time. And since it's such a thick yarn, you can finish your project pretty quickly. You can find this pattern and more on my blog, More Crafty Life. You can find it in the description below the video, or you can search for the gray-green easy striped blanket. There is a free PDF towards the bottom of my post about the blanket. There's more pictures. You can see what it looks like. Plus, there's hundreds of other free patterns on my blog. Thanks for watching. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to make my cross double chunky crochet blanket. For this pattern I used Bernat baby blanket dappled in this pretty blue. And you need 2 of these 10.5 ounces. This one is called Wandering Blue. And a 9mm crochet hook. So let's get started. Okay, so for the chain, you're going to need to chain 65. That's for a blanket that's 30 by 36 inches long. You need a multiple of 3 plus 5 for the chain. So for the example, I chained 35. So that's 3 times 10 plus 5. For the first row, you're going to double crochet. So in the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to double crochet. And this is going to count as your first double crochet. So then you're going to do 1 double crochet in each chain for this row. And I found that when you're working with chenille yarn, you just kind of use your finger to find the next hole, or you can poke the crochet hook, and that helps so you can find the stitch. Okay, so I'm going to come back after I finish the row. Okay, so now you have a row of double crochet. You are going to chain 4, turn your work, and then this is going to count as the first double crochet, and then you're going to skip 2 stitches. So 1, 2, then you are going to double crochet in this stitch, and then you are going to go back and double crochet in this stitch here. That makes the X. Then you are going to repeat chain 1, and then you are going to skip 2 stitches, double crochet in the next one, then you're going to go back and double crochet in the second one you skipped, then chain 1. So the repeat is skip 2, double crochet, then go back and double crochet in the stitch that you skipped. So double crochet, go back and double crochet in the one you skipped, chain 1, and then you repeat. Skip 2 stitches, double crochet in this stitch, go back and double crochet in the stitch that you skipped, and then chain 1. You repeat this until the last 2 stitches of the row. So I'll do that and then I'll show you. Okay, so we're now at the end of the row, and we've just finished the last cross double crochet, and we've done a chain 1. So you have 2 stitches left. So then you're going to skip this stitch, and you're going to double crochet in the last chain, turning chain of the row before. Okay, so there's that. Then you are going to chain 3 and turn. And you're going to double crochet in each space or stitch across. So you can either crochet in the chain or below it, and then in each stitch across to the end. So continue across, one double crochet in each stitch, and then we'll come back when we get to the end of the row. Okay, so when you get to the end of the row, you'll have a chain 4. You need to do a double crochet in 2 of the chains. That will give you the correct amount of stitches. Then you're going to chain 4 and turn, and then you're going to repeat the cross double crochet row, which was row 2, which is skip 2 double crochets, crochet a double crochet in the 3rd, then go back and double crochet in the 2nd stitch, followed by a chain 1. Skip 2, double crochet in the 3rd, go back and double crochet in the 2nd stitch, chain 1, and you repeat that to the end. Then you will chain 3, turn, and do a row of double crochet. So you repeat row 2 and 3 until you have 33 rows, or the length that you want, ending with a row of double crochet. You can find the written pattern on my blog at A More Crafty Life. I'll put the link below. Thank you for watching my tutorial. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life, and today I'm going to show you how to make my gray blue skies crochet baby blanket using Bernat baby blanket yarn stripes, at least in the original pattern. I used a 9mm crochet hook, also known as an N, and Bernat baby blanket yarn stripes above the clouds, or any super bulky gauge 6 yarn. You need 2 10.5 ounce cakes of yarn. For this example, I'm going to show you how to do it using Bernat baby blanket yarn and dappled, and this one is called Wandering Blue. So let's get started. Let's get started. For this pattern, you always need an even number. For the blanket, which ends up being about approximately 30 inches by 33 inches, you need to chain 64. So let's get started. Okay, I will see you at the end of the chain to start the next row. When you have your 64 or whatever even number you are using, you are going to double crochet in the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and do 1 double crochet, followed by 1 single crochet. And then that's what you're going to repeat. 1 double crochet, followed by 1 single crochet. And right now you can't really see anything, but it's going to end up going up and down. So we did a single, and then follow it with another double, single, and keep repeating until you get to the end of the row. When you have one stitch left, we'll come back. When you get to the end of the row, your work should look like this, and then you have 1 stitch left and you did a double, and then you end with another double. So you have 2 doubles next to each other. Then you are going to chain 3 and turn your work. And the chain 3 counts as the first stitch. And then you are going to repeat your double crochet, single crochet. So the second stitch will be a double crochet, followed by a single crochet, double crochet, followed by a single crochet, and repeat until you get to the end of the row and you have 1 stitch left, and it should look like this so far. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks the best when you have more color changes, which you see as you go on with the ombre color. But there's the short and then the long stitches. So I'll meet you at the end of the row. So here's how it should be looking. And when you get to the end of the row, you'll have 2 double crochets to finish. And then you repeat this row 2, until you have the length that you want. So you finish the row with your 2 double crochets, then you would chain 3 and turn your work and continue. And I used all the skeins of yarn, finishing when I had a complete row. And then not cut your ends and weave them in. One thing to remember on Bernat blanket yarn is you want to leave a long tail of yarn, at least 6 inches, to weave in, because they have a tendency to come out pretty easily. This pattern is great because it's really easy. You can pick it up if you have to put it down, if you get interrupted. It's great for watching TV with it. And it comes out with just few holes, and you can easily scale it up by using any even number and just measuring the chain before you start. You can find a free PDF pattern on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do the waffle stitch left-handed. This is an easy stitch using the double crochet stitch and the front post double crochet stitch. I'm crocheting with Lion Brand 24/7 cotton yarn and goldenrod with a H 5mm hook. For the waffle stitch, you need a multiple of 3 plus 2. So I crocheted 18 plus 2 for a total of 20. And then you are going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to do 1 double crochet for each chain for the entire row. The waffle stitch makes a boxed texture that looks like a waffle. It's pretty quick to do since it uses the double crochet stitch. It works well for kitchen towels, pot holders, blankets. I've seen scarves and hats made out of it. After you've got it set up, it's an easy 2-row repeat, and you don't have to do any counting, so it makes it great for watching TV and crocheting. Okay, and as we come to the end of the row, you just keep doing 1 double crochet in each stitch. Okay, and we're going to chain 2 and turn. 1, 2, and then gonna turn your work. Okay, we're ready for the second row. This chain is going to count as the first stitch of the row, and you're going to front post double crochet around this stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, go behind the post of the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops. Then do 1 double crochet in the next stitch and 1 more regular double crochet. And this will be the repeat of the row. 1 front post double crochet followed by 2 regular double crochets. So let's go ahead and do that. So front post double crochet, 2 regular double crochets, you continue this until you get to the last 2 stitches of the row. Okay, 1 more double crochet. You see you have the last 2. Then you're going to front post double crochet in the second to last stitch. And then you're going to double crochet in the last one. Okay, and this is how row 2 looks. Going to chain 2 and turn. For the third row, you are going to do a double crochet in the second stitch, and then you're going to do 2 front post double crochets followed by 1 regular double crochet. And you can see that the front post go where you double crocheted on row 2. So 2 front post double crochets, followed by 1 regular double crochet. And you continue this until the end of the row. When you have 1 stitch left, then you double crochet it. So you continue your 2 front post double crochets followed by 1 regular. Okay, here's the last double crochet, and then you put 1 double crochet in the chain. Okay, so this is the end of row 3, and you just repeat this, chain 2, and then you repeat row 2 and 3 until you have the length that you want. I'm going to do a couple more rows so you can see the raised box stitches. And you can see now more what the raised box looks like. The front post make the kind of box, and then the double crochets make it sink in. You can see this is what it looks like on this side, and then this is what the back looks like. And you can see here's another example of the stitch. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll like my channel. I'll be adding more how to stitch patterns and projects, and you can find a lot of free crochet patterns on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thanks.